Hey guys, welcome back to Live Your Style. I'm Sharrah, and if you guys are subscribers, then hopefully you guys know by now that we have moved to San Diego. Tyler, Scout, and I hopped in a car, drove on down, and we're here, and it's so exciting. We have a lot of new updates to be sharing with you guys about why we're here. And while it's still very exciting to move and to get into an even bigger house, there's so many positives to moving, especially for us in this awesome place that we landed. Here's the thing. When you move into a new house, it feels weird because it's not your home yet. It's someone else's home. It's super foreign. You're kind of intimidated by all that you need to do. You've got so many boxes, you don't know where to start, and you don't have any memories in this place. Like Tyler and I literally for the first month, we're telling each other, we feel like we're in like an Airbnb. Like all of our stuff is here, but we're like in someone else's house. It's like kind of weird. I wanted to make a series about how in the world do you go about making your house that you move into a home that you love. When we moved into Hermosa Beach, I felt the same exact way. I actually kind of felt a little depressed. But now looking back, it was so hard to leave that place because it literally was one of my favorite places to be. It was so cozy and so beautiful and it just felt like home. So I'm gonna take you guys through the next few weeks, actually months, and we're gonna be talking about different ways not only to decorate and organize your house, but how do you make it feel like a home? How do you make it feel like a place that you wanna be at, you want your friends to come over and be in, to make memories, and you just really love where you live. Sound good? So to kick it off, we are starting with a video all about how to make the details of your home cohesive. I was gonna put this video at the end of the series after I've shown you all the rooms and how we did everything and all the stuff we have, but it's important to know, if you don't think automatically, naturally, like how to pull little things together, if that doesn't come naturally to you, then you have to be intentional about it and you have to train yourself. And I think that's one of the most important things you guys should really start with is how to pull an entire house or even a small apartment or a studio together that reflects your style, that looks cohesive, and it actually flows and feels like, oh wow, this is a really beautifully decorated space. So I'm gonna show you. I have 6 steps on how to do that, and I'm gonna show you little teeny tiny sneak peeks of some of the new pieces we got and some of the older things that we've brought from our old place, and just kind of show you how to make your homes cohesive. Okay, grab your coffee, make sure you subscribe, because it's gonna be great. The first thing that you guys need to pay attention to when you are working on making your homes cohesive, and what I really have tried to do, is select my color palette ahead of time before I start buying stuff. You don't have to pick just one color. I would pick a couple of colors. I always say keep your furniture neutral. Even though we are changing our furniture from being cream to being a warmer brown leather, it still, I think, is technically in the neutral color palette. Our main color palette is a lot of creams, some burnt oranges, some whites, and even green. We're adding in a sage green, and I am so excited about it because it's a little bit, you know, going out on a limb here. But why not? Life is short. I wanted to switch up the style and the look, and I know that I did a lot of white and bright before, so I'm not losing that because that is kind of my favorite feeling when I walk into my house. I want it to be very cozy and light and bright. But I also am really into this rust color right now. So how do you guys go about mixing in your color palette? Well, if you guys live in a really small space, like 500 square feet or less, I would recommend trying to stick to the same color palette in every room. So our last place was 600 square feet, and I pretty much made it all kind of the same throughout our bedroom and our living room and our kitchen, because that was all the rooms we had. When you have a bigger space and you have more defined rooms that are kind of closed off from the others, your eye doesn't see them all at once, that's when you can get fun and kind of mix in some other color palettes within that room. But make sure that you have some similarities within all of your rooms, and I will get to that point later. So, question of the day is, what is your color palette in your home? Leave me your colors below. Let's get on to number 2. Okay, so color palette, yes, check. Then you have to make sure you have some repeating colors and a couple repeating things throughout your home. So in our furniture, we have that cognac leather. It's a little bit lighter of a brown color leather. It matches really well with our floors. Now you have to be careful when you have things like your floors and your furniture that are the same color, because you don't want it to blend in. So we are actually putting a lighter color rug underneath it to make the sofas pop. Also, you'll notice in our fireplace, we do have some of those lighter burnt orange type colors. Also across from the living room where these pieces of furniture are, we have that little butler's pantry, kitchen, weird room. Not weird room, just like a weird size, small little space that I don't know what it's used for, but it's super cool and it has the authentic natural color wood that's kind of that honey color as well. So we're trying to tie in this kind of orangey leather color, brown color in. And then I'm also using some of these burnt orange pillows, and I'll put those on the bed to tie that color back in with what we're doing in the living room. And then even in the guest room, we have a leather headboard that also brings in that element. So you don't want to overwhelm the room with the same color, but you just want to have little teeny tiny touches. As I mentioned, we're bringing in kind of a sage green into the space, and a way that I'm kind of decorating with that color is through greenery and plants. I'm sprinkling whether it's real plants or fake plants to bring an element of life and freshness, but also to bring in that next little color palette entry into our space, which during Christmas time is going to be even better. Side note about Christmas time, when we first moved in here, all of you guys, not all, but a lot of you guys commented that you're so excited about this window because you know that's where I'm gonna put the tree. So I thought that was so cute because you totally read my mind. We can totally put a tree there and you can see it from the road. So if you drive by and you see a Christmas tree, it could be ours. That's all I'm saying. Also, along with repeating colors, we are also trying to bring in some repeating textures into this home. Whether that be through the fabrics that we use on our furniture. We obviously have leather on the sofas in the living room. We have leather on the headboard in the guest room. And then some of the pillows that we have on our sofa are that linen-y texture. Also tying in the leather, even though it's kind of a little bit of a variation of color of leather, but tying in just the leather texture in the chair that we found. And then also tying the linen back in with the chair in the butler's pantry. And then our rugs, even though it's not the same material, I kind of went with the woven pattern, if you will. Some of them are more that jute material, but then some of our rugs are a little bit softer and cozier vibe, but it looks woven and it looks natural and it looks like a bird apparently. Rolling with the homies. Who knows that movie? Elena, do you know it?
I know that lyric, but no.
Do you guys know that movie? I'll give you one hint. Wait, which hint do I want to give you? I like totally paused. No?
Clueless?
Yeah! Good job. Another really fun way, number 4, to tie things in together in your home is to match your linens. We actually upgraded this year. We usually always used to have IKEA curtains, but we decided in this house we wanted to go one little level up. We got West Elm curtains, and I can actually show you guys the link. I'll put the link there if you want to check those out. But also the IKEA ones are great too if you have a lower budget for curtains. But please try to get curtains because they make a room look fabulous. Not that much money. We also have white linen bedding, and we're kind of tying in some of those other textures within the bedroom. We also have some kind of linen-y texture towels that I got at H&M. We don't use those ones, we just use them as decor. And they just, I don't know, it just ties in this constant theme and vibe and just like overall feeling of your home when you have repeated textures and repeated linens throughout your space. So try that. You can always mix them, but if you want it to feel like there's a little touch of something in each room, that's a really great way to do it. And it's really easy. The 5th tip that I have for you guys is to have different wood finishes. You don't have to have all the same exact wood color, but if you mix in several different wood finishes within a room or within a few different rooms, it needs to have a neighbor. It needs to have a touch point of another representation in the space. So for us, we are switching from some more darker, honeyer maple color woods, transitioning into more of a Scandinavian type of wood, which is a lot lighter. And I'm really excited about it because I think that's just kind of more my style these days, which I think will be really fun. But we still have a honey colored wood on the floor, so we're kind of mixing that in with what's going on behind me on the fireplace. And then within some of the lighter color, our coffee table is gonna be that lighter color wood. If you remember my bookcases, which are in the same room, it's just raw planks of wood that are a lighter wood color. They're literally just like wood from Home Depot with no finish on it. So that kind of ties it together. Then in the dining room, which is across the way, our dining table is that lighter color wood. And then also accent furniture. So things like not just your coffee table, but like a little stool or a chair, like the legs of the furniture that you have. I think it's really fun and kind of eclectic to mix those woods. You don't have to always do the same exact wood color. Just make sure that you don't just have one dark piece of wood randomly there. Mix it in and make sure it's represented well throughout your space. Last but not least, make sure that your hardware is all the same color throughout your house. Doesn't have to be throughout the whole house, but at least within the room. For me, I'm really focusing on black hardware, which is really fun. Never done that before, kind of modernizing this old vintage space up a bit. We're doing that through the towel bars in the bathrooms and on the poles and the drawers and the cabinetry. We're doing that through fixtures, through light fixtures. And also in our bedroom, we have some really awesome pendant lighting that's black metal. And then you can also do it in things like your faucets or in things like your drawer pulls or like legs on furniture. And even in things like curtain rods. Curtain rods are another great way to kind of pull that color palette and that finished look throughout your home. Just make it look cohesive and make it look like it works and it looks fabulous. Okay, you guys, I hope you guys loved this episode of Kicking Off House to Home. I hope you guys are excited. I am so excited for this series. I think it's just gonna be really great and really help you guys, and it's just gonna be like a kumbaya moment, and we're gonna have so much fun walking through all these rooms, talking about how to make our houses into homes, and I'm just happy that you guys are joining me on this little journey. If you guys haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you guys get updated when we upload new episodes, and join the community of the Live Your Style fam. You guys can go follow on Instagram, and if you have not heard of the Live It Journal, it's a thing. And if you don't know what that is, I'm gonna put a link so you can learn all about it. And the design sessions, it's also a thing, and they're gonna become another thing. There's a lot of things happening, so make sure you hit the notification bell because you don't wanna miss all the things. Thank you guys for watching. Leave your comment to answer the question of the video, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.